Good afternoon and welcome to the Media News. The Mitokwe Abukarim is my name. Ahead of the presidential primary and extraordinary national convention of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the chairman of the Convention Planning Committee and Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Tiku Bagudu has promised that the exercise would be each free. Some 2,340 delegates are billed to elect the party's flag bearer for the presidential poll next year. Bagudu, who spoke during the inauguration of 19 national convention subcommittees as the national secretariat of the party in Abuja, said efforts are in top gear towards achieving a successful event. He expressed gratitude to the Abdullah Damu-led National Working Committee for steering the party to the historic moment. The secretariat has been a beehive of activities with governors and members of the Convention Organizing Committee holding meetings to ensure the successful conduct of the exercise. At the Eagle Square venue of the primaries, artisans and various ad hoc staff of the party were seen putting finishing touches to the podium and other facilities. Heavily armed security personnel could be seen at strategic locations, keeping the peace. Meanwhile, the police command on the Federal Capital Territory has announced traffic diversions. Police Public Relations Officer in the FCT, DSP Josephine Ade, said this in a statement. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has declared that it would no longer store sensitive electoral materials in the Central Bank of Nigeria. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu disclosed this in Abuja, adding that the CBN would no longer be in charge of election materials beginning with the Ekiti State governorship election. The development came following the controversy surrounding the interest of the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, to contest the 2023 presidential election under the ruling All Progressives Congress.
So not necessarily related to what is happening in the central bank. Our intention is always to keep improving and also take complete ownership of the process. Our preference is to take complete ownership of the process.
The National Assembly and National Assembly Service Commission have blocked the main entrance into the National Assembly complex. The workers, under the auspices of Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, warned that they will commence an indefinite strike today. They accused the management of the National Assembly of reneging on a memorandum of understanding to fully implement the revised condition of service under training and retraining of staff. They are also asking for the payment of arrears of minimum wage, leave grant, and other allowances. The workers blocked the gates with their constables and human shield, just as they vowed that the strike would be total and indefinite. They have further directed all their members to stay at home from tomorrow in furtherance of the indefinite strike. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed security agencies to track down those behind the attack on worshippers, which claimed scores at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, in Ondo State. The president gave the directive in a statement released by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. President Buhari also described the killings as heinous and satanic as he prayed for the repose of the souls of the victims and commiserated with the bereaved families, the entire people of Ondo State, and the Catholic Church. He restated that Nigeria would eventually overcome its security challenges anytime soon. Also, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Nigerian Governors Forum, the Southside Governors Forum, Southeast Governors, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, condemned the attack and called for the arrest of the perpetrators. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has also condemned the attack, adding that the attack was a calculated assault on the peace-loving people of our kingdom who have enjoyed relative peace over the years. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Richard Olatunde, he assured residents of the state that the government will do everything possible to ounce than Arsalant. In the meantime, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has directed that flags on the state be flown half-mast for 7 days. And on sports, the Super Eagles have started training at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Abuja, in preparation for Thursday's African Cup of Nations qualifier against Sierra Leone. The Eagles has returned to Nigeria after a 2-game friendly tour of the United States, where they lost 1-2 to Mexico and 0-1 to Ecuador, according to officials of the team. All the players listed for the qualifiers are already in town, but the trio of Joe Aribo, Calvin Bassey, and Shehu Abdullahi did not take part in the training session. According to the Eagles itinerary, the team will continue their preparation for the game, with the training sessions opened to journalists today and tomorrow, while the squad will meet with journalists on Wednesday. Thursday's match will give Nigerians an insight into what to expect from the new technical crew led by Jose Pesero, who was in charge of the games against Mexico and Ecuador. On the foreign scene, the politicians of the UK's governing Conservative Party will hold a vote of no confidence in Prime Minister Boris Johnson today that could remove him as Britain's leader as well as the head of the Conservative Party. Party official Graham Brady said he had received enough letters from members of parliament demanding a vote on Johnson's leadership to trigger one. That happens if 54 Tory politicians, 15% of the party's group in the House of Commons, writes to Brady. He said the vote would take place in person in the House of Commons in the evening. Reports say if Johnson loses the votes among the 359 Conservative politicians, he will be replaced as Conservative leader and Prime Minister. If he wins, he cannot face another challenge for a year. Johnson has been struggling to turn a page on months of ethics scandals, most notably over rule-breaking parties in government buildings during COVID-19 lockdowns. Still on the foreign scene, at least 26 people have died and 4 others were injured after a bus in a mountainous region of the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand plunged into a gorge. The bus was carrying 30 people, including the driver, to Yamuntori, the remote Indo pilgrimage site in the Himalayan states, when it went off the road. The accident happened near Damta in Uttarkashi district, about 160 kilometers from the state capital, Dehradun. District Police Superintendent Apan Yaduvanshi said the injured persons have been rushed to the nearby medical facilities. Yaduvanshi added that rescue workers were still looking for a missing passenger and the death toll may increase further. Local media reports said the bus was carrying 28 tourists from the Pana district in Madhya Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a compensation of 200,000 India rupees each from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund for the families of those killed in the accident. The injured will receive 50,000 rupees each. And that was the media news on OSBC Television. We thank you for watching. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. Join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.
Máa kúnlẹ̀, máa yá gbàdúrà.